No, mai haere mai. Welcome to 3 News. We are at a crossroads in history. Those words from UK Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer today as he hosted a summit involving Volodymyr Zelensky and other European leaders. He put himself at the centre of a coalition of the willing to support Ukraine in the aftermath of Zelensky's catastrophic fallout with Donald Trump on Saturday and in the face of ongoing attacks from Russia. Now, Vladimir Putin hasn't given his response to the White House row, but the Kremlin said the new administration is rapidly changing all foreign policy configurations, adding that this largely coincides with our vision. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Christopher Luxon has reiterated his support of Ukraine and its embattled leader. Senior political correspondent Jenna Lynch has more.
A war leader welcomed with a hug. The reception in London couldn't be further from his horror trip to Washington at the weekend.
Can you save your relationship with President Trump?
European leaders gathered for crisis talks after Volodymyr Zelensky's nightmare in the Oval Office.
Can Europe defend itself without America, Mr. President?
Everyone is searching for an answer to that question following Donald Trump's abrupt and dramatic 180 on US foreign policy.
We're gathered here today because this is a once-in-a-generation moment for the security of Europe.
These leaders pledging not to leave Ukraine to fend for itself, that Europe must remain united.
One thing our history tells us is that if there is conflict in Europe, it will wash up on our shores.
They want an end to the war, but no, Europe cannot fight this alone.
Not every nation will feel able to contribute, but that can't mean that we sit back. The UK is prepared to back this with boots on the ground and planes in the air. This effort must have strong US backing.
Christopher Luxon reiterating whose side we stand on.
Just remember, it was Russia that invaded the Ukraine and they were the aggressor, and Ukraine was the victim of that. And so we stand with them.
He, like much of the Western world, watched in despair as Trump and his VP berated Zelensky.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that. Remember this. You're in no position.
It was a pretty tough watch. It was definitely a tough watch.
But it was no tough watch for the Kremlin, Russia's foreign minister praising Donald Trump's common sense.
They are talking about peacekeepers. They say, we are training thousands of people that they will be provided with air cover. This is arrogance, because nobody is asking us. But Trump, he understands everything.
Or does it worry you that President Trump is aligning more closely with Russia?
Well, again, what we want is a just and lasting peace. And for that to happen, we need the US and Ukraine and Europe to be involved in actually developing that peace plan.
The Prime Minister still views the US as a reliable partner.
Do you trust Donald Trump?
Yes, I do. I trust the president, and I trust the American system, and that we can work well with the American system.
A coalition of the willing forming to bring the US back to the table, the UK and France acting as an intermediary.
We've agreed that the UK, France and others will work with Ukraine on a plan to stop the fighting. Then we'll discuss that plan with the United States.
New Zealand is standing ready to contribute boots on the ground in a peacekeeping capacity when or if we are asked.
And I'd be very open for New Zealand participating in a peacekeeping mission, but obviously we need to have a peace secured first and foremost, and it seems like we're a wee way away from that.
As Ukraine still burns under Russian fire.